When writing and generating spoken dialogue in English, true naturalness comes from the imperfections of spontaneous speech. A polished, perfectly grammatical script often sounds robotic. To achieve a realistic conversational tone, you should incorporate the following conventions. 1. Disfluencies, thinking sounds. People vocalize their thought processes, use and to signify a speaker searching for a word or organizing a thought. Example. It's actually a pretty massive problem when you look at the numbers.
Oh.
Example. Well, I think the main issue is that people just don't have the time. 2. Conversational fillers. Words like, I mean, and well, soften statements and bridge gaps between thoughts and make the speech less formal. Example. Relying on just one software is like, using Swiss Army knife for everything. 3. Active listening and back channeling. In a real conversation, the listener doesn't stay completely silent. They offer short agreements or reactions. Example, speaker A. They lose about $100,000 a year. Speaker B. Wow, speaker A. Yeah, just from missed calls. 4. Interruptions and overlaps. Use the M dash to show when a speaker cuts themselves off to rephrase something, a false start, or when the other speaker jumps in. Do not use ellipses. Example, speaker A. If you wait 30 minutes to call back, speaker B, they're already gone. Speaker A. Exactly, they've moved on. 5. False starts and self-corrections. People often start a sentence, change their mind, and restart. Example. But the thing is, the really crazy part is how fast it responds. 6. Colloquialisms and contractions. Always use contractions. For example, don't, can't, you're, and informal phrasing, gonna, kind of, were appropriate to match everyday speaking habits. Example. You're going to want to look at the retention rates because they're just off the charts. Multiple turn example.
So when we looked at the data, it was honestly pretty shocking.
Oh, for sure. The sheer volume of lost revenue.
Right. It's like completely invisible on a standard P&L statement.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see missed calls as a line item. Natural notes.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a really interesting stack of industry analyses, operational guides, and architectural overviews today.
Yeah, and this is all tailored specifically for you, the local service business owner or leader listening right now.
Exactly. Our mission today is to show you how front office automation is, well, it's no longer just a futuristic concept.
Right. It's an affordable, highly capable reality, and honestly, it completely outworks traditional setups.
Oh, without a doubt. Let's start with a scenario that is probably going to feel a little too familiar for you.
Oh, yeah, the dreaded Tuesday afternoon scenario.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah.
It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Your lead tech is elbow deep in a commercial HVAC unit. You are under a sink. Or, maybe you're driving between zones.
Your phone rings.
Right. And then 3 more calls come in over the next 40 minutes, and you just cannot answer them.
And the data behind those specific unanswered calls, well, it reveals one of the most critical hemorrhage points in the entire service industry.
It really does.
Because when you don't answer, those customers, they do not wait. They are simply gone.
Oof. Just into thin air. And we promise to reveal exactly how to ensure a missed call never costs you money again.
Yeah, because the numbers we are looking at today are honestly brutal.
Yeah, they are. We're talking about a massive, invisible revenue leak that it doesn't show up on a standard profit and loss statement.
To put some aggregate numbers to that feeling of missing a call, industry data shows that 80% of callers who hit voicemail don't leave a message.
Wait, 80%?
Yeah, 80%. They just hang up and, call the next contractor on their search results.
Wow. So they're just gone immediately.
Exactly. And overall, about 27% of incoming calls to local service businesses are simply lost.
27%. I want you to think about what that actually means for your bottom line.
It's staggering when you actually do the math.
Right. Let's say your average job is anywhere from $300 to $1,200. Missing those calls means a typical local business can lose an average of $126,000 annually.
Just to unanswered phones.
Yeah. That is full salary plus a brand new, fully outfitted truck just vanishing into the ether every single year.
It is a massive figure, but, it makes complete sense when we analyze consumer psychology during an emergency.
Oh, for sure.
Because when someone has a burst pipe flooding their basement or a dead AC unit in August, they are not comparison shopping for the best brand reputation.
No, they're panicking.
Right. They are dialing numbers until a human or something that sounds human picks up and says, "We can help."
And there is a Harvard Business Review statistic in our sources that perfectly illustrates this urgency, actually.
Oh, the response time one.
Yeah. It shows that responding to a lead within 5 minutes makes you 21 times more likely to qualify that lead compared to waiting just 30 minutes.
21 times. That is huge.
Right. If you wait an hour to call them back, that lead is effectively a ghost. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
Because a lot of you listening might be thinking, but I have great software. I spend hundreds a month on my field service management platform.
My routing is optimized. My invoicing is digital.
Exactly. And, well, that's true. But there's a massive software gap in this industry.
Huge gap, yeah.
Relying on your service-specific software to run everything perfectly is, it's like using a Swiss Army knife when you really need a dedicated scalpel for your customer communications.
That's a great way to put it, because the current generation of service software is phenomenal as a system of record.
Right, for the back-end stuff.
Exactly. These platforms map your routes perfectly. They track inventory down to the last bolt, and, they generate really clean invoices.
But structurally?
Structurally, they are passive tools. They sit there waiting for someone, a human dispatcher, a receptionist, or you, to manually input the data.
While they excel at some functions, they desperately need improvements in other areas, specifically real-time responsive front office communication.
Right, because the software itself cannot catch a frantic phone call, soothe a panicked homeowner, and, negotiate a time slot dynamically.
Which brings us to the paradigm shift we are dissecting today. Because to fix this massive gap, you need to stop looking for a new tool.
Or a new software subscription.
Exactly. You need to start looking for a new type of worker, specifically what the industry is calling a digital employee.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, realizing your AI is a workforce participant rather than just a software tool completely changes how a local service business scales its operations.
It really is a totally different mindset.
It is. In the architectural overviews we reviewed, a digital employee is defined by 4 very strict, non-negotiable conditions.
Okay, walk us through those.
First, it has a persistent mandate. So it has an ongoing role, like managing the front desk, that doesn't just spin down when a single task closes.
Okay, that makes sense. It's always on.
Second, it possesses consequential autonomy, meaning it makes decisions with real operational outcomes without asking you for permission every single time.
Hold on, I need to push back there.
Sure.
As a business owner, the phrase consequential autonomy sounds terrifying. You're saying this thing can actually book a job onto my live calendar without me approving it.
Yep.
Isn't that like an IT nightmare or just incredibly risky?
I mean, it sounds daunting until you look at how the architecture handles the 3rd and 4th conditions, which are accumulated institutional knowledge and deep system integration.
Ah, okay. Tell me about the integration piece.
The integration piece is key. The AI doesn't need a separate dashboard. It acts essentially like a secure, headless user within your existing field service software.
Oh, so it's working inside the tools you already use.
Exactly. It uses direct API handshakes to ping your dispatch board. It checks the calendar object, sees that your tech has a 2-hour window at 3 p.m., and posts the booking data back.
So it's reading your actual live availability.
Yes. And it knows your specific dispatch zones, your pricing tiers, and your emergency protocols because that institutional knowledge is embedded into its setup.
So the difference in how you interact with it is fundamental. A traditional software tool like your email client or your routing app requires maintenance.
Right, you have to update it, feed it data.
Fix the settings, exactly.
Yeah.
But a digital employee requires management. You give it parameters, and it executes.
It shifts your entire business model from reactive to proactive. You are no longer constrained by the physical limits of human attention.
You're bringing on a team member who operates with authority, but entirely within the rules you have set.
Exactly.
So let's talk about what this digital employee actually handles day to day, because we're not talking about a glorified answering machine with a phone tree.
Oh, please, no. No one likes those.
Right. We are talking about a full 24/7 front office. It handles reception greeting callers instantly.
Which means zero hold music, ever.
Never. And it handles dispatch, right? Routing text based on live calendar availability.
Yeah. And it acts as your SDR, your sales development rep, qualifying inbound leads and gathering intake data.
Like the address, the specific issue, checking if they're a VIP maintenance member, all of that.
Right. And it's a CSR, a customer service rep, fielding calls like, hey, when is my technician arriving?
The sheer mechanics of how it does this are what separate it from the chatbots of 3 years ago.
Oh, entirely. The architecture achieves a conversational latency of roughly 620 milliseconds.
I'm going to highlight that number. 620 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Why does that specific metric matter so much?
Well, to put that in perspective, a standard human conversational gap, the time it takes for me to process what you said and start my reply, is usually around 500 milliseconds.
For just a normal conversational beat.
Exactly. So at 620 milliseconds, the AI is bypassing traditional rendering pipelines and streaming audio tokens in real time. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there is no awkward pause. The conversation flows completely naturally. The caller feels like they are speaking to a highly efficient, incredibly polite human dispatcher.
Let's run through a practical example from the operational guides. The 2 a.m. emergency.
Oh, that's a perfect example.
Right. A customer's water heater bursts at midnight. Water is going everywhere. They are panicking. They call your number.
And normally, they'd get a voicemail.
Right. But the digital employee picks up on the first ring. It recognizes the urgency in the caller's voice and the specific keywords they're using. It instantly bypasses the normal routine booking calendar, immediately texts the on-call technician with the details, and simultaneously keeps the customer calm on the phone.
Explaining that help is on the way. And meanwhile, on the back end, it captures all the intake data, pushes it directly into your CRM through that API integration, and creates the job ticket.
All while you, the business owner, are fast asleep.
Okay, but I have to jump in again with the skeptic's perspective. I hear autonomous AI, and my first thought is, this thing is going to offer a customer a free water heater by accident.
Yeah, people worry about that.
Right, or what happens if the customer starts rambling about their cat or asking bizarre questions that have absolutely nothing to do with plumbing or HVAC?
That concern is exactly why the foundational architecture of this technology relies on strict guardrails.
Okay,
These systems are not open-ended search engines. They do not hallucinate, they do not drift, and they never make things up.
they just don't.
No, because they use a mechanism called bounded retrieval. The AI is only allowed to pull answers from your specific, vetted operational playbook.
So it literally hits a wall if the conversation goes out of bounds.
Precisely. Because of extensive testing by the developers and the users, combined with continuous, rigorous monitoring of the call recordings, the AI always stays perfectly within its boundaries.
That's incredible.
Yeah, if a caller goes wildly off topic and asks about a competitor's pricing or, their cat, the AI gently but firmly steers the conversation back to the intake process.
So there is no guessing.
None. It is flawlessly consistent.
It's like having an employee who never has a bad day. They never get flustered by a rude caller. They never forget to ask for the zip code before booking a job.
It brings a level of standardization to your front office that is honestly impossible to achieve with the human workforce, no matter how much you train them.
Because humans get tired.
Right. Humans have bad days. The digital employee executes the playbook perfectly every single time.
Catching those inbound emergency calls is obviously massive for revenue. But as we dug deeper into the sources, it became clear that the digital employee's true power actually shines somewhere else.
Yeah, in how it actively manages the existing customer lifecycle.
Right. This is about driving recurring revenue, not just triaging emergencies.
Moving beyond inbound triage into proactive outreach is where the operational leverage really multiplies.
What do the numbers look like there?
Well, the industry data shows that human customer success teams, or front desk staff, spend up to 60% of their time on manual, low-value administrative tasks.
Like data entry, leaving voicemails, sending follow-up texts.
Exactly. The digital employee flips this script entirely.
It takes over the CSM customer success management tasks, along with follow-ups and retention.
Yeah.
Think about a web quote. Someone fills out a form on your website at 8 p.m. asking for a quote on a new garage door. A human might see that at 9 a.m. the next day.
By then, that lead has already hired someone else who answered the phone.
Exactly. But the digital employee,
Yeah.
it uses a webhook to instantly trigger an outbound call to follow up on that submitted web form within minutes.
It is calling the lead while they are still holding their phone, looking at your website.
It's just wild.
And the conversion rate on a lead contacted within 5 minutes is astronomical, as we discussed with that Harvard Business Review staff.
Oh yeah, the 21 times more likely to qualify.
Yep. But the AI also applies sophisticated data models to your existing customer base to generate new business.
Tell me more about that.
It uses what's called RFM segmentation recency, frequency, and monetary value. It essentially acts as an algorithm that scores your database, identifying hidden patterns.
Give me an example of how that plays out in the real world.
The system can automatically reach out to past clients to book seasonal HVAC maintenance directly as a recurring service.
Oh, wow.
Or it looks at the CRM and identifies a customer who hasn't booked anything in a year and automatically initiates a check-in.
Perhaps offering them a specific re-engagement promotion.
Exactly. It does the heavy lifting of outbound sales without you ever having to lift a finger.
So what does this all mean? It means your customer feels like they have a VIP concierge dedicated to them, anticipating their needs before they even have to ask.
Even if your business is just a two-person operation running out of a single truck?
Right. You suddenly have the operational footprint and the customer touch points of a massive corporate enterprise.
And that enterprise-level scale is achieved without adding a single dollar to your traditional payroll.
Which brings us to the economics of this shift. Because when we analyze the cost of front office automation compared to hiring a human, the contrast is stark.
Very stark.
Let's break down the math on that. Hiring a human front desk worker means you are paying for a 40-hour work week.
You're paying for lunch breaks, bathroom breaks, sick days, benefits, training.
And the inevitable turnover when they leave for another job.
Right.
And even with all of that investment, a 40-hour-a-week employee leaves your business entirely exposed for the other 128 hours of the week.
You are relying on an answering machine for the vast majority of the calendar week.
It's crazy when you think about it like that.
It is. The AI operates under completely different economic rules. It is highly affordable and works 24/7, 365 days a year. It never takes a vacation.
And because the cost is a fraction of a human salary, a local service business sees immediate return on investment from literally just one saved job.
Yeah, if the digital employee catches a single $500 emergency call at 10 p.m. on a Saturday that would have otherwise gone to voicemail.
It is likely paid for itself for the entire month.
Exactly. And the impact on the end clients is phenomenal. We really can't overstate this.
They never wait on hold. They never get a busy signal.
They get instant, accurate resolutions to their problems. That massively boosts your customer satisfaction and your retention rates.
Because when a customer feels taken care of instantly, they don't look for another contractor next time.
Right. But there is another layer to this architectural overview that completely redefines local service operations.
I'll know what you're going to say.
The front desk automation we are talking about, which is created by Ed Becker, possesses a capability that no human worker could ever physically replicate, no matter how much you paid them.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This automation is entirely multilingual.
It is.
And I do not just mean it can speak a few pre-programmed phrases or read a script in Spanish. These agents can switch languages in the middle of a sentence.
It's amazing.
They adapt instantly to the language the caller or the website visitor is speaking or texting.
The technical feat here is profound. Instead of translating back and forth into English, which creates terrible latency,
Right.
the underlying neural network natively understands the semantic meaning in whatever language is being spoken and generates the response directly in that language's token space.
That's wild. A 40-hour-a-week human receptionist will simply not be able to speak and respond in mid-sentence to over 50 different languages.
It is physically impossible. Furthermore, these digital agents offer over 80 human-sounding voices with accents from across the world.
Think about the demographics of your local market. Callers are often so much more comfortable speaking in their own native language.
Whether that's English, Spanish, German, Italian, Mandarin, you name it.
Imagine a stressed-out homeowner calling because their roof is leaking. They are panicked, and they naturally start speaking in Spanish.
The AI instantly, without skipping a beat, switches to flawless Spanish.
It comforts them, gathers their intake details, and books the job directly onto your dispatch board.
What's fascinating here is how this instantly elevates a local service business. Offering flawless 50-language support provides that perfect, localized comfort instantly.
It really removes all friction from the booking process.
You are providing a level of inclusivity and customer care that rivals the largest global tech companies, all from your local service business.
It ensures that language is never a barrier to capturing revenue.
Exactly.
It's just mind-blowing when you stack all these capabilities together. You have a worker that costs a fraction of a human salary. It works 24/7 without a break.
Because of those strict guardrails and continuous monitoring, it never makes a mistake or drifts off script.
It follows up on every single web lead within minutes. It proactively manages your customer retention.
And it speaks 50 languages fluently, adapting mid-sentence.
It is the ultimate unfair advantage in a competitive local market.
And because it is continuously monitored and rigorously tested by the developers and the users, you have the peace of mind knowing that it represents your brand exactly how you want it to every single time the phone rings.
You aren't just saving money. You are dramatically increasing the quality and consistency of your customer interactions.
Absolutely.
So if you are tired of losing jobs to voicemail, If you want to capture that $126,000 leaking out of your business every single year, you need to act on this.
You really do.
Ed Becker builds these exact digital employees we've been analyzing today. And you don't have to just take our word for it or trust the architectural overviews. You could actually test it right now.
Yeah, call his live demo line.
Right, at 870-641-6520. You just answer a few questions about your business, and then you can literally role-play a call to your own front desk and hear it work for yourself in real time.
Challenge it. See how natural that 620 millisecond latency feels.
Again, that demo line is 870-641-6520. Or you can go to demo.edbecker.pro or email Ed directly at edbecker.pro.
The technology is here, it is highly affordable, and it is accessible today. Which leaves us with this final thought.
Again,
If a digital employee can handle every routine interaction flawlessly, speak 50 languages, and ensure you never miss a single call again, how does that free you up to fundamentally reinvent the hands-on human services you provide out in the field?
imagine what kind of business you could build and the kind of life you could live if you never had to worry about the phone ringing again.
We'll leave you to explore that for yourselves. Until next time.